The color selector tool in Krita differs from most paint programs in two different ways. First, instead of pressing Alt to select a color, you press Control, and secondly, it blends colors instead of just selecting the color that's directly underneath it. So right here you can see that I've got a paintbrush selected, and you can see that the yellow color is the foreground color. So I'm going to hover over the red. Now notice my layers. I've got the colors are all on different layers, and I'm going to be painting on layer 3. So I'm going to hover over the red color, and I'm going to press Control. Now as I do, notice that the selector comes up, and you can see the little swatch showing you what color is the foreground color. I'm clicking with the mouse right now, and you'll see that it actually turns to an orange kind of color, not actually red. If I click again, it becomes completely red. If I go back to yellow and I click once, you see again it's orange. And if I click again, it becomes yellow. Okay, so let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and actually click on the color selector tool. When I do that, I have the tool options showing here, and you can see the options that are controlling things. First of all, sample all visible layers. So when I do that, that allows me to actually sample from the layers beneath the one that's selected. I can, of course, change that to just sample the current layer if I wanted to do that. Update color will update the foreground color. That's what you want selected. The add to palette is a more advanced thing if you're actually managing your own palettes. But the main thing that you want to see right here is the blend. Notice that it's set at 48 in this particular case, and it also has a radius. Now if I set it all the way to 100 and I come over here and I click over the red color, it will completely change to red. Notice the foreground is now red. If I click on yellow or green, it just picks up the color that's directly underneath it. So if I change the blending to a much lower thing, you'll see as I come over here and I click over yellow, it slowly mixes, and you may not see it because I'm clicking many times, and you can see that it slowly becomes the yellow color, and you may even see the palette being updated. I'm clicking multiple times here. Now typically I'm not going to be painting with a mouse, of course, so this is affected by pen pressure. So I'm going to press here on the red, and you can see it's fully red. Now if I come over to yellow, if I just tap once, it slowly mixes the color. So I'm tapping and it slowly mixes the color. However, if I put pressure and hold, it quickly changes to the next color. Now quickly, of course, notice that I'm only using 7%. If I increase the blending, it happens much more quickly. So that way I can control how quickly it picks up those colors as I hold the pen down, and you can see the palette being updated with the color that's being selected. The final thing that I'll note is if you want the Alt setting, you can go to Settings and change Configure Krita, and make sure you have Canvas Input Settings and the Alternate Invocation. And so there you can see Control left button picks the foreground color from all visible layers, or from the merged image. The Control Alt left button, that picks from the current layer. So in any case, that's how the color selector works in Krita.